Finally, we're going to be joined by relationship expert Toju Oluwatoyinbo, who will be talking to us about this interesting topic tagged "Don't Marry That Man If."
So it's such an interesting topic. I can remember having a conversation with my own mom years ago. This was still in
Before
Unilag.
you married your husband?
I was still in Unilag then.
Okay.
She wasn't the biggest fan of getting married young. She wasn't the biggest fan, and that's putting it lightly. Let me put it that way. And she said...
So she wanted you to be older before you were married. She said,
don't marry a man if he doesn't love his mom. And don't marry a man if he loves his mom too much. So she said it's somewhere in the middle. Yeah, so if he loves his mom too much, it can be a problem. But if he doesn't love his mom at all, then it's a bigger problem.
Is it true that there's a lot of women?
That was actually a criteria.
Is it true that there's...
That was criteria for you as well?
Yes.
Okay, so...
For me too, I was actually very intentional about the kind of man I wanted to marry, and I wanted to be sure about his kind of relationship with his mom.
Yeah, okay.
Because I know that if he's good with his mom, he's going to treat me right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, so what do you really think of your mother-in-laws? Just tell us.
My mother-in-law.
Talk to us.
So do you, I believe I'm one of the blessed. I'm one of the blessed ones.
Oh, right.
I am one of the blessed ones because
you're live on camera.
No, really, I've said this to people before. I feel I'm one of the blessed ones because. So my mother-in-law is a role model for me.
Titi always talks about her mother-in-law and how she always, checks up on her.
So I'm one of the blessed ones.
There are some more traditional mother-in-laws who probably aren't that modern. So
of course.
So of course you have to also give it to them as well. I mean, look, at the end of the day, these are people that you met because you were getting married. So obviously there'll be friction here and there, but at the end of the day, it's really just about understanding. It's family. You know, it's family. We have teacher, trainer, and educator Toju Oluwatoyinbo joining us this morning.
She's added value to hundreds in different institutions, including facilitating life skill lessons for the team program by the Prince's Trust in the United Kingdom.
She's going to be joining us to discuss an interesting topic that focuses really on young girls out there today. The topic is titled, "Don't Marry That Man If..." I'm not sure we have enough time to settle this matter today.
Is there a list of ifs, Toju? Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Titi. Good morning, Yomi. There's a long list, but obviously not time and place, not enough time for that.
So what's the first on the list? Don't marry that man if what?
Well, for me, my first is always don't marry that man if he cannot lead. So lead himself, lead you, paint a picture of where the family is going, lead himself in his finances. If he cannot lead, if he cannot be the superman at home, then there might be an issue, because most times when you find ladies who are trying to lead, make decisions all the time, they get tired and they're wondering, why aren't you doing this stuff? And then they get worn out.
So don't marry that man if he can't lead.
If he can't lead, all right. Do we have, what's number two?
What's number two?
Number two, and this one is really strong on my heart, especially for especially as we're talking to single ladies. Don't marry a man if he's not stable. If he's not stable, be it in keeping a job, 3 months, oh no, they're not treating me right, they're not paying me right, I deserve more. If he's not stable in his past relationships, he's not stable with his friendships, he's not stable even in his commitment to you, and so he's just keeping you around with the promise of marriage one day, but he's not committed to you. If he's not stable, don't marry that man.
Wow. So stability is a big issue there.
It's a big issue because you're going to have children, you're going to have a family, you're going to have bills, you're going to have in-laws, you're going to have ministry, you're going to have so many things in your life, and you need stability. Otherwise, you're going to be here, there, and everywhere and not make anything out of anything.
Quickly, let's move on. I think
number three, don't marry that man if. Number three.
Don't marry that man if he's not submitted, but at the same time independent. And this can be a bit of a tricky one. But if he's only a patriarch and not a life partner, then there's a problem. If he's the only voice he listens to, he has no mentors, doesn't listen to his parents, doesn't listen to you, Because a lot of times men are quick to say, wife, be submissive, forgetting that we're supposed to be submissive one to another. So I'm not saying now be a leash or always ask for third-party opinions all the time. But if you cannot be submitted to authority based on even what we spoke about last week, but at the same time own your own thinking and make a decision that your wife knows is independent of every other person's opinion all the time, then that's not a man that you might want to spend the rest of your life with.
Wow. Okay.
That's deep. So he needs to be submissive, have some kind of authority figure in his life.
Mentors.
A mentor as well. Someone who can call him to order.
Important.
Yeah. And so you're talking about somebody that can call him to order if maybe he's misbehaving at home or something.
Well, I didn't say misbehaving, but yeah, if you need to straighten things out, yes. I didn't say nothing yet.
Yeah, okay.
So what's number 4? Don't marry that man if, or have we hit number 5 yet? Is this number 4 or 5?
No, we're number 4 now.
This is number 4.
Okay.
So I will say, I had hinted on it, but let me say, so don't marry the man if he's not committed to you, but at the same time, if you are the only person in the world he loves. So maybe I should stick with that first. But there are these ladies who are so fascinated by the fact that, oh my God, he calls me all the time, he's in love with me, he wants to see me all the time, he's not talking to his parents, he only wants to be with me. And when you're courting or dating, it seems all nice until you get married and you realize that he has no other relationships, he has no other roots. He's almost obsessed with you. He can't live without you. He wants to be in your space all the time. You don't really know anything about him because when you were together, it was just both of you. So you didn't have people to ask questions about him. And then you get married and you're surprised and wondering where all these things, attitudes, behaviors are springing up from. But because it was just both of you, you didn't have perspective that you needed. So while it might feel good, it's not necessarily good.
All right.
Yeah.
So don't marry that man if 1 to 4. First of all, if he cannot lead. The second one was what? Do you remember the second one? What was the second one, Toju?
So if he's not submitted and at the same time independent.
Okay.
Right.
Number 3.
Number 3, so if he's not, I can't remember what I said, but I remember I spoke about if he's not committed, if he's not stable, yes, number 2 was actually
Stability was number 3. And then number 4, if he loves you too much.
Yeah, if he's just...
If you're the only one his world revolves around.
Yeah, true.
All the time. Yes, I mean, I get it, but that's not life. Life is made up of so many other ingredients, so many other relationships.
Yeah, so sometimes you just need, your space. Is there any more?
Oh, you know what? I think we should...
Yes, don't marry a man if he's insecure.
Oh,
don't marry a man if he's insecure.
That's a big one.
That's a
huge one. I don't think we have time.
Yeah.
We need to continue this topic next week, Toju. Hope you won't mind extending this topic to next week.
Please extend it.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Toju Oluwatoyinbo.
Yeah.
Our relationship topic today is a hot one.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. I'm sure there's a lot of ladies making some small lists.
Yeah, please go on to our social media pages and talk about your opinion on that list. Don't marry that man if. Please tell us what you think. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.